People now have the ability to travel to all kinds of places. Well, kinda not right now because, well, 2020, pandemic, coronavirus, the fun stuff. Either way, there are places that you wouldn't be able to set foot on anytime soon, regardless if things were happening right now. Kinda like number 1 on our list, which is a place I bet you wouldn't even dare visit even if you were allowed to. Here are the top 10 places that can't be visited. Number 10. Snake Island, Brazil. The Ilha da Qeimada Grande, better known as Snake Island off the coast of Brazil, is an island so dangerous that the Brazilian authorities have made it illegal for anyone to even approach it without authorization, and with good reason. The island is home to the largest concentrated population of one of the most venomous snakes in the world, that being the golden lancehead viper. Lanceheads aren't very large snakes, growing to an average of just 1.5 feet long, but they do pack quite a punch. Any human bitten by them could be dead within an hour, if not administered with the proper anti-venom. The island is so densely packed, it's estimated that there are anywhere between 2,000 to 4,000 lanceheads living there at any given time. Local people believe that the lanceheads were introduced to the island by pirates to guard a hoard of treasure that they left there. These slithering deterrents were so effective that it's believed that the treasure is actually still there. More than likely, the original owners were unable to retrieve it because of the snakes that they themselves left there to protect it. Number 9. Ise Grand Shrine, Japan. There are certain places that are forbidden to everybody in general. However, there are some who can only be entered by a select few: scientists, military officials, priests, members of the royal family, and a few other people. This is one such place. The Ise Grand Shrine is one of the holiest places in Japan, dedicated to the goddess of sun, Amaterasu. It is a massive complex consisting of more than 100 temples or shrines. The main temple is surrounded by a high wooden fence, and the only ones allowed to enter are priests and senior members of the royal family. While the location of the shrine is said to date back to the 3rd century, the standing structures have been dismantled and replaced every 20 years, most recently in 2013. This is consistent with Shinto beliefs regarding death and renewal. One of the main shrines is believed to house the sacred mirror called Yato no Kagami, part of the imperial regalia of Japan. From outside, little can be seen except a fence and the building's thatched roofs. Number 8. The Vatican Archives. The Holy See has always been shrouded in mystery and has always been at the sights of people who are wondering about the secrets that lie within its holy walls. Thousands have claimed that the Pope has information and even evidence of some of the greatest mysteries in the world. From the existence of aliens and demons to the deepest, darkest secrets of the world's biggest religions, conspiracy theorists have long speculated what is kept secret in the Vatican's secret archive. In recent years, it has been revealed that the Vatican Archives is home to some of the rarest and most historical items in existence, which includes a 60-meter-long scroll of parchment containing the minutes of the infamous trial of the Knights Templar, a letter penned by then-Pope Leo X excommunicating Martin Luther, a letter to the Pope from Mary Queen of Scots imploring him to intervene and stop her execution. That one didn't go so well for her. Although other things found are letters from Abraham Lincoln and Jefferson Davis, both non-Catholics, representing both sides of the Civil War. They were each asking for Pope Pius' support in the war. Unfortunately, only a select few have actual access to these priceless artifacts of human history. Number 7. Area 51. No list of prohibited places would be complete without a mention of Area 51. The nickname for a remote detachment of United States Air Force facility, Edwards Air Force Base, located in southern Nevada. The facility is shrouded in secrecy, and while it's long been believed to be a testing facility for experimental aircraft and weaponry, conspiracy theorists' favorite theory is that the base is where the US government examines and stores a crashed alien spacecraft and the alien occupants, including evidence from a supposed alien crash landing in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947. Area 51 was created during the Cold War between the US and the Soviet Union as a testing and development facility for aircraft, including the U-2 and SR-71 Blackbird reconnaissance planes. Although it opened in 1955, its existence was only officially acknowledged by the CIA in August of 2013. What goes on inside is extremely secret. Members of the public are kept away by warning signs, electronic surveillance, and armed guards. While the grounds surrounding Area 51 is a popular tourist destination for alien enthusiasts, access to Area 51 itself is completely prohibited. That is, except to intelligence and military personnel with special clearance. The airspace above the base is also a no-go area, and is rumored to be protected with anti-aircraft weaponry and fighter jets. Number 6. LASCAUX Caves, France. In the quest to discover the history of the human race, there is one particular place that provides enormous insight. That would be the LASCAUX Caves in southwestern France that are home to a series of striking Paleolithic paintings, estimated to be about 20,000 years old. The paintings, which plaster the walls of the cave, are hauntingly vivid, depicting stags, cattle, bison, cats, and other animals. But the most incredible part of the paintings can be found in the Hall of the Bulls, which is known for its 4 bull cave paintings, one of which is 17 feet long. Sadly, the public have been banned from the cave since the 1960s, as they've been invaded by fungi and black mold, both not very good for human health. On top of that, human presence is considered destructive to the works of art. Fortunately though, you can experience the next best thing. Last year, a museum and cave replica right next to the real deal opened to the public. Number 5. Bohemian Grove, United States. This just might be the most exclusive boys club in the world. This 2,700-acre campground in Monte Rio, California is the ultimate playground for men. Each July, the Grove hosts a 2-week bacchanalian blowout for VIPs around the world. Past and present members include US presidents, government members, business leaders, artists, and musicians. The event comes with a saying, "Weaving spiders come not here," which means there is to be no business wheeling and dealing while on the grounds. Most infamously, there are rumors that Bohemian Grove hosted a Manhattan Project planning meeting in 1942 which resulted in the atomic bomb, though this only remains a rumor and hasn't yet been proven. Needless to say, membership is highly exclusive. That just means the chances of you being accepted is next to nothing. That is, if you even want to join anyways, as the going on inside the club and the campgrounds have always been shrouded in dark mystery. Number 4. The Tomb of Qin Shi Huang, China. The tomb of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, who died in 210 BC, is buried deep beneath a hill in central China. The burial complex consists of a complicated network of underground caverns that were filled with all the things that the emperor would need in the afterlife. This includes clay reproductions of his armies, family, servants, horses, and staff, widely known as the Terracotta Army. The Terracotta Warriors at Xi'an is one of the most important discoveries of all time. But while the site is one of China's most prominent tourist attractions, the tomb itself still remains a guarded mystery. Since its initial discovery in 1974, over 2,000 statues have been excavated, each of them completely unique, and experts believe that there may be more than 8,000 in total surrounding the central tomb, and that's still yet to be uncovered. The tomb will likely remain sealed for the foreseeable future, as it's rumored that there are booby traps protecting it from invaders. There is also a high concentration of mercury within the tomb that would be deadly to anyone who entered without the proper precautions. The only glimpse we have into this treasure are the 2,000 warriors that are exposed to the public. Number 3. North Brother Island, New York. Located on the East River between the Bronx and Rikers Island, North Brother Island is an island with a fascinating and tragic history. It was uninhabited until 1885, when the city purchased the island in order to build a riverside hospital, a hospital for people suffering from contagious diseases such as typhus, tuberculosis, yellow fever, and smallpox. The island's most famous resident was Typhoid Mary Milan. She bore the unfortunate distinction of being the United States' first documented asymptomatic carrier of the bacteria that causes typhoid fever. In 1905, over 1,000 people lost their lives when the General Slocum steamship caught fire near the island. Many of the staff assisted in the rescue of some of the 321 survivors. It was the worst loss of life in New York's history until 9/11. In 1963, it closed its doors for good and has been left to decay ever since. The island is officially off-limits to the public, as it's a bird sanctuary for one of the area's largest nesting colonies of black-crowned night herons, and also is said to be haunted by ghosts of the past. Now it's time for today's best pick. Today's best pick is not a place for people who can't live without modern comforts. Like, if you fancy being around people, you'll probably lose your mind if you stay in this place for a couple of days. It's certainly the most isolated place on Earth, but are you even allowed to set foot on it? Well, let's find out next with number 2. The Kerguelen Islands. The Kerguelen Islands, or the Desolation Islands, are a group of islands in the southern Indian Ocean situated more than 2,000 miles away from any sort of civilization, making them the most isolated place on Earth. Basically, there are no inhabitants on the island, as this island is a part of the French Southern and Antarctica lands. The only people allowed to set foot on the island are French scientists and researchers, and there are only about 80 to 100 of them at any given time. These islands were first discovered by the wanderers Yves Joseph de Kerguelen de Tremer, who sailed to the Antarctic in search of the Terra Australia. Instead, he found the Desolation Islands and explored the place in his own way. The main island, Grande Terre, covers 2,577 square meters and is further covered by 300 smaller islands and islets. The climate at the island remains chilly and icy all year round, making it the perfect haven for seals and penguins. Before we move on, do me a favor. My analytics show that only about 15% of you watching are actually subscribed. Come on guys, what's up with that? Can you guys please hit the subscribe button? You guys watch my videos every day anyway, so you might as well subscribe and keep up to date with every video we put out. Number 1. Poveglia Island, Italy. If there is one place in the world that you wouldn't want to visit even if you were allowed to, it's probably this one. Poveglia Island is located less than half a mile from Venice and has such a dark and twisted history, even the locals refuse to go near it, much less set foot on it. Legends of ghosts and demons that inhabit the island are prevalent, and basing on the island's dark history, some of these legends may prove to be true. It started its life as a fortification built by the Venetian government, but was soon turned into a quarantine station for people suffering from the bubonic plague or the Black Death. In later years, a mental institution was built on Poveglia, replacing the plague victims with the mentally ill. But instead of this being an institution to help the less fortunate, local legend says what happened was completely the opposite. It is said that one doctor brutally tortured and killed a number of his patients, butchering them in unspeakable manners. The island is now off limits to the general public. The only way for the Venetian authorities to make sure that what dwells on the island is to stay there is to avoid having them come in contact with the living. Would you even dare visit any of these places? Let us know in the comment section down below. Want to watch more videos about amazing places? Click on any of the videos you see on your screen. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Later, everybody.